back to my channel, Hamwiltref. So I realized that people are really into DIYs and decorating ideas, and that's something that I love to do. So I just wanted to share with you a little decorating tip for dressing up curtains. Today we are filming from my formal dining room. I just want to show you all some accents that I did in this area just to dress it up a little bit more. Here you can see that I put some curtains in my archway with some tie backs. And I know you're wondering, okay, well, why'd you do that? Well, I just thought it gave it a nicer touch, and the space is very open. I wanted to kind of give that space its own identity, help to dress that area up more, and I think it just gives it more of a formal appeal. What I wanted to show you today was a really quick DIY, how to put a fringe on your curtain. This curtain happens to be the curtain here on my arch to my dining room, but of course you can use the same idea for any curtain. Right now the push pins are here just to hold it in place because I plan on hot gluing the fringe onto the fabric, and I am going to show you exactly how I do that. I mean, I could sew it on, but I think the hot glue would be a whole lot faster and it will accomplish the same thing. As you can see, we have tassels and beads on the fringe, and I chose these beads because they go with some of the pieces in my formal dining room, but of course you can choose whatever you want. I use a lot of earth tones. I'm not gonna go through all of the colors here, but just to give you an idea, they're like brown and beige and gold and very subtle orange tones, and a lot of earth tones. I love using earth tones. I think they're very warm and inviting. And I'll show you some of the pieces in my dining room that actually go very nicely with this fringe. Like the vases, they're exactly the same color. And the glasses are a very similar color. We also have on the chargers on the table, we have that same color bead look or glass look going on in that as well. The fringe ties into this area very nicely. Supplies that you'll need, and for the most part, very simple, of course, your choice of fringe, some push pins, and a glue gun. And you may need scissors if your fringe pieces are not already measured and cut. Earlier, I already measured each side for the length of the fringe I wanted, and I already cut it. This one's already, obviously, as you can see, already attached. And at the last minute, I decided, okay, well, before I finish this very small and quick project, let me just go ahead and record it. That way I can share it with you all. So that one's already attached with the push pins. This one isn't. I'm going to get right into it and start showing you what you need to do to attach that fringe onto a curtain to dress it up. We want the fringe to hang this way, so we're gonna start up here. I'm going to use the push pin just to hold it in place until I am able to do my next step, which is to hot glue. This part is pretty easy. Every few inches you want to stick a pin in the curtain. I happen to have a seam on my curtain, so I'm kind of following the seam all the way down. But if you don't have a seam, just make sure your fringe doesn't go over the edge. I want mine to stop right at the edge of the curtain, where the only thing that I see hanging beyond that is the fringe and the bead. And by the way, this fringe I purchased at Joann's, but you all can purchase fringe from any fabric store. I just happen to get my fabrics from Joann's. So I'm almost at the end of where I want the fringe to go. and I'm not going to do the fringe all the way to the bottom of the curtain. I bought just enough fringe to cover the top half of my curtain. And because the bottom half is tied back, probably really wouldn't notice it on the bottom half anyway, so I didn't waste the money because these curtains are always tied back. I didn't see the purpose in purchasing extra fringe if it wasn't going to show anyway. If you have a curtain that you open and close, then yeah, you might want to go ahead and purchase the fringe long enough to go from top to bottom. And of course, this doesn't have to be 100% perfect because I will be going over again as far as placement is concerned to make sure that my fringe is in exactly the correct spot. This is basically just to kind of hold it in place until while I hot glue the fringe. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna basically tuck this part in here for now because it's as far as I need it to be. Now I'm getting ready to use the glue gun to make sure I permanently fasten the fringe onto the curtain. So I'm just gonna pull out the pins. This would probably be a whole lot easier had I done this on a flat surface. But again, you guys know I like doing things the hard way. No, but seriously. And I'm just going to attach that exactly where I need it to be. You can move it a little bit if you make a mistake, but you can't wait too long to fix it because the hot glue dries pretty quickly. Of course, the pins help because they show me where I left off. I'm gonna take a few off at a time now so that I can move a little bit faster down the line. I'm just getting the glue right there down the center. Long line right down the center. And I'm gonna stop there so that I could stick this onto the curtain, and then I'll pick up where I left off. Okay, here we are. We're almost done with the first side. I'm gonna do smaller sections at a time because I'm coming around the curve here, so I don't want to mess up that curve. I am finally done. Okay, so I am going to hot glue the other side. When you cut your fringe, you will need to tape it off at the end because otherwise if you don't tape it off, it'll start to fray. But I am going to cut the tape off now only because I'm going to hot glue it, so it really won't have very much of an opportunity to fray. The warning, be really careful with this glue, with your glue gun, because you don't want to burn yourself. So you don't want to apply too much pressure when you're squeezing it, because if you made a mistake and put a little bit too much glue in one spot, you certainly don't want it squeezing out on the side. So just lightly press it in there. I'm just going around that curve now. Okay guys, so this is my last section here. Okay, I'm all done. And here's the finished product. So that was a fairly easy project that helped to spruce up my curtains. So it certainly adds a nice touch to the curtain. I hope you guys enjoyed decorating with me. Once again, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.